All right, in this one, you are going to, again, take some paper lengthwise. So this is the long edge. And we're going to draw a line that is perpendicular to another line going through a specific point. And as always, start by having your name area up here. Put your name, put the date, and put the class period. And this, the title we're going to say, and I'm going to write the words before I draw it because I don't know how the words are going to come out, but we're going to have a perpendicular line. I'll do my best to write neat. Through a specific point. Okay, well, so perpendicular line, we're going to draw a perpendicular line. I'm not sure I like that L, but anyway, a perpendicular line through a specific point. And what that implies, without me actually saying it, we're going to draw a line that is perpendicular to another line. You can't have a perpendicular line all by itself. Perpendicular means it describes a line's relationship to another line. Okay. So just a little side note. Okay, so so don't write this down, but I'm gonna pull out a separate sheet of paper. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So if I have a line here and I have a line there, those are two lines, but they are not perpendicular to each other. But if I draw a line and then I make a mark, so I center my protractor here, perpendicular means lines intersect at a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to put my line right there, and then up here at the 90-degree mark, I'm going to put a line there, and I'm going to make a mark right there. So I have this mark and that mark. This is perfectly 90 degrees, as perfect as I can get it with a protractor. And if I draw this line here, connected there, this line is perpendicular to that line, and vice versa. This line is perpendicular to that, and we indicate it with a little square right there in the corner. Just one square, that's all you need. So it takes two lines to have anything perpendicular. So in order to start this, to set this up, we're just going to draw a line somewhere, and I'm going to have it a little bit off kilter, probably 5 or 6 inches long, maybe 5.5 or so. I'm going to have a line out here, and it doesn't really matter. Mine is about 5.5, and I'm going to label this point. This is A, and this end point is B. And I'm going to have a point somewhere not in the center. I could guess perpendicular would be out here. And we did an earlier assignment called a perpendicular bisector. This is about where a perpendicular bisector would be. I mean, it would cut it in half, and it looks about 90 degrees. We don't want that. I don't want a perpendicular bisector. This is all about making a line perpendicular to another line that is not a bisector. Bisector cuts it in half. We don't necessarily want to cut it in half. So I'm going to put a point P somewhere over here. Okay, so a line going through this and this line, not cutting it in half, will be, it'll hit at a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to put the point here. My goal is I'm going to have a line something like this. Okay, but I'm not going to draw it because I want it exact. This is just me guessing. I could line up my protractor very well, and I could guess. This is one way of doing it. I could put this line here. Oh, and I'm not even lined up. I could line it up with the 90-degree mark on my protractor, and I could make sure that this point is on the straight edge. And then I would double check to make sure I'm on the 90 mark. I could then draw a line right here. That would be That's where this line would be. But I'm going to show you how to do it with a compass, because you all need to know how to do it with a compass. All right? So here we go. You're going to take your compass, and you're going to measure the distance. Oh, I should label this P. Point P. And I know my line's going to go this way, so I know the letter P is not going to be in the way. And I'm going to measure the distance pretty much from P to B, and maybe just a little bit smaller. So if I were to line these up, there is the P, and I want it to I want to be able to draw a curve that intersects with my line. And I could actually just measure. I'm going to rotate. Sorry, I could measure from P to B, just like that. All right. So B, you'll see right there, it's one of my points, and then I rotate my paper and I make another mark right there. Those two marks are important, because now I'm going to use that mark, the intersection, and make a mark here. Then I'm going to go back to this intersection here, and again I'm rotating because I'm right-handed and don't want to block what you see. Right there. So now I've got this mark, and I'll put my protractor back to measure again. Remember how we said we could measure? If I put my pencil there and I get my line right up on 90 degrees, you'll see that this line and that line help me form 90-degree angle. But I'm going to mark hold my pencil here and rotate until I'm on P, and I connect these. All right. So that's how, using a compass, how you can make a line perpendicular to another line going through a specific point, and then put your perpendicular mark on any one of those intersections. Please don't do it on all of them. You only need one, only put one. But this is what I'm looking for. Make sure your paper is similar to mine. This original line can be slanted anywhere you want. I just avoid straight horizontal, straight vertical, so it helps you see what we're talking about. But so in our case, the specific point is P that we're going through, a perpendicular line, or we could call it a line perpendicular to AB going through a specific point. Anyway, that's what this assignment is. You can always pause, rewind, watch it again.